Hello, and welcome to episode 103.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Open a question mark at the teleprompter. Welcome to episode 103 of Super Pros Bros. I'm player 2, Eli, and with me, as always, is
Player 1, Ike, and Broskinkowski. Did you know that you can find this podcast on YouTube, SoundCloud, and Spotify?
I did not rotate a chip. Those are the plain places people could
Like,
comment,
follow, subscribe,
share, and subscribe.
Sure is.
How about that shit?
Fuck it, we'll do it live. Why did you hold your breath?
Mm-hmm. The same reason you do weird nonsense every now and again.
But you're the straight man. I'm the gay boy.
Oh, so you're just typecasting me.
The belt buckle fits.
Also, hang on, I'm sorry. Straight man and gay boy.
Uh-huh.
A, interesting choice.
Phrasing.
B, I dated a guy for like a year and a half. You met him.
I know.
Okay. Anyways, I'm just gonna fuck it. Alright. Fair enough, I guess. I don't know. What the fuck have you been doing? It's been a week since we've recorded.
It has been a week since we recorded. And we're recording in actual person. Look at me. It's real.
Don't touch me!
No hologram. No touching. So I find myself up here at his awesome recording studio / apartment. Yeah. It's, down in Portland for a little Magic tournament. It went, but awesomely enough, this lovely lad was willing to come down and pick me up so we could hang out for a couple days, record in person.
Yeah!
And, well, we can't turn the light, but, install lights.
Fuck, I can't.
Okay. Install lights.
Fancy curio cabinet is fancy.
Woo!
Yeah, I have been putting that off for God knows how long, so, but fancy.
Fancy.
So yeah, I went down to Portland to eventually go pick him up, and the night before, went down and hung out with my friends Sean and Nicole. Got quite drunk. And so I ended up drinking far too much rum with this like very, very good like kind of apple cidery rum. And wearing these big like poncho cloaks that Sean and Nicole had. It was basically this like colossal poncho that had like weight to it. So it was like a weighted blanket that just
So it wasn't only the alcohol that was holding you down?
Oh yeah, no, I was trapped. I was doomed.
I need more. Come pour yourself some. I can't.
So we ended up my buddy made smash burgers. Fucking delicious. He grilled up like mushrooms and jalapenos. Oh. Sean, you beautiful bastard. You cook like a god. Fucking delicious. And we got
the price tag low and the cholesterol of the chef to be way too high.
He loves cooking for people.
Mm.
He gets very excited. Like when his food is appreciated, he's super excited to cook for people.
All right.
Yeah. So I'm like, I let the motherfucker know. Absolutely.
Let him cook.
Yeah, 100%. And then we got drunk and backseated his daughter playing Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
You stop it right there. It turns into a different podcast.
No.
We got really drunk and backseated his daughter.
Stop. Context is king. No clips. Don't clip that.
Hey, right, clip the shit.
She bought like a DLC for Breath of the Wild where you can do a bunch of challenges to get a motorcycle. And one of them involves getting this thing that like lets you one hit anything, but you get one hit. Oh, there were a lot of very funny deaths. It's just, there were some very cartoony deaths that it may have been the best like YouTube show I've ever watched in my life. It was fucking funny.
Hi, friend. This is a brand new shirt. Please don't cut it.
Uso has joined the podcast.
And guest host with the most goblin activities.
Oh, story. And Heimdall you can see in the back. Hanging out. Tail just hanging down.
Just being the king of the land.
Exactly. Otherwise, yeah, been a fairly tame week. I'm excited because there's a Path of Exile event coming out this coming week. So
You're saying this is like one of the shortest work weeks you've ever
it's fucking glorious. Like, and say I took Monday, Tuesday off to hang out, and Thursday I'm taking Nephthys to go get her teeth trimmed. So I'll pick her back up in the afternoon because I'm dropping her off in the morning. So at that point, I will go home and do fuck all.
So we have a 1.5 day work week,
more or less. Yeah, and then Friday I'm going to be sick. I told Spoon, and he's like, "Oh, so you're gonna have Ebola on so Friday?" I'm like, "It's like, yeah, you know that, or like H1N1. Who's to say?" Yeah. So thoroughly good. So what are we talking about, Isaac?
Well, hold on. I get to update. I had other things going on in my life other than the tournament.
Other than
losing in the tournament.
Okay.
Finished Adolescence. Jesus. Don't watch that show if you have children or like a not like thick emotional shield on your soul. It is rough.
Be ready with the ice cream is what I'm hearing.
Ice cream, security blanket.
Prescription is all off.
Yeah, it's rough.
Okay.
I haven't had it much, but I had a couple situations where I actually like found the willpower to like stop eating things, which is like pretty rare for me. Of like, no, I'll eat this later. I'll finish this later, and just like not being like, well, I opened it, so face.
Yeah.
That was a kind of neat little one of those like I know kung fu developments. I find that to like be like a thing. It's just like it just like kind of like sinks in. Yeah, not like necessarily 100% of the time. Although for me, it's more often than not. It kind of like is like a puzzle piece that locks into place.
The thing that's been very helpful for me, trying to be like conscientious about how much I'm eating. I'm like, if you want more, you can get up and get it.
Sure.
Or like, and there's so often I'm like, I don't think about it.
Yeah.
But if I serve it to myself, well, it's there.
Yeah, if it's on the plate. The problem with me is like opening a container, but yeah, on the plate too. I can't remember what it was. There was something where it was like on the plate, and I was like, nah, I can just have this later, and I just kind of like got it to go.
Sure.
And it was just like, I think it was like chicken. And it was just like, yeah, I can have these like 6 pieces later.
Yeah.
I had them like the next day, and it was like lovely. Thank you. Same day actually was out at like a food court like meetup called a Smorgasburg in Los Angeles, which I love for the naming convention. Just like
pretty good.
Yeah. Was looking for the person I was there with, and I was just looking up and not down, and it's on like what used to be a parking area.
Mm-hmm.
And so it has these like slopes in between the parking area and like the bricks, so you don't like run into another car. And I just like stepped into a slope without looking at it, and then like did a snap, throw, leg recover, and landed it. My brain thought it was gonna be flat land, and I landed on that brick, and so I thought I'd fucking definitely messed up my ankle. Next day, completely fine. I was like, oh, weird as shit superpower I've got here, but it continues to hold. They don't fall, and I can't fuck up my legs. So that fucking continues. That being said, my wrist fucking hurts bad, and like I haven't done really shit with it. And like I'll just have days where it's like pulsating, so got that fucking shittiness going on. This is it. May I continue? So
it's the raptor.
Inside of me there are 2 raptors.
And there's just one, and it's always trying to get out.
And it's always hungry. Doesn't matter if I feed it. Speaking of feeding it, fuck cat. So continues to try to steal Heimdall's food that isn't there.
We can do it the easy way. We can do it the hard way. The choice is yours.
I like you, and I want you to stop eating your brother's food. Oh. So I had an epiphany yesterday, and just like, I think I kind of knew it. It was just saying it out loud is kind of, let's see how much change it has.
Sure.
But of like, moving forward, I'm probably going to like take a step back from Magic and like go to like some less things this year, and probably even more less things in the coming years, because really do need to like focus on getting a job that pays me enough that I don't feel like I feel like I'm thriving, not just surviving.
Sure.
I don't need to be like thriving to the point where I'm like hustle, grind set. Like I'm never gonna be a guy that works over 50 hours a week, and that would be a you better fucking pay my bitch ass extra.
Yeah.
But I need to find something where I am making enough that like I just like I had to fix my car. There was a couple things wrong with my car. It cost $500, and I'm like, I'm going to like need to like pick up extra things here and there to like get that kind of covered, like that level of like I'm not fucked, but I'm definitely not like this isn't in the budget, and it's like not that big of an issue.
Yeah.
So stuff like that. It's like this is not, and like I can feel it.
That is low key. That was me living with Artemis. Like, I just never had fucking money.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. But the awkward one for that one is like that was not. It was something you couldn't control. Like you saw what the problem was, but you couldn't.
It was hard to rein it in.
Yeah, and this one's gonna be hard to like get, but
more just like a note of empathy. Like I get it, where it feels like it's an absolute fucking gut puncher when it's like, how do I make this work?
Yeah.
I feel like, do I need to ask people for help? Do I need to balls?
Yeah, it's rough, especially with the with the wrist pain. It does limit on what I can do. But we're gonna figure it out. And I mean, like, at worst, I do have a job that will sustain me until I find it, which is nice. I don't need to like. I am not like free falling. I'm not jobless. I'm not working a job that isn't like gonna get me by. This job will get me by, and I can pick up odd jobs I can work during the summer if need be. But it's not something that is long term sustainable. But it will continue to take care of me.
It will do the job for now.
Yeah, but it was kind of interesting, like saying it out loud. I was talking with her dad, as I do every Monday, and just being like, "Yeah, it's something that just needs to happen." And it was like, "Fuck, I don't like it," but I think I always low key knew it was there, and I was just kind of like intentionally not really addressing it, being like, "It'll be fine. It's not that big a deal." It's like, no,
it's a deal.
Yeah, it's a deal, and I need to do something about it.
Yeah.
But before that happened, I finished reading a book for the first time in, I don't remember. I mean, that's not true. It's been years, but like an actual book of fiction, not like I've read a self-help book or two.
Sure.
I've read like something here and there, but nothing like big. And then this lovely lad introduced me to this awesome book. See it, love it, want it. Red Rising by Pierce Brown.
Also, don't lean too hard on that. I'm watching it all shift forward.
You call me fat. So I was been reading this.
The desk is not great for this little island. It's not made to bear weight there.
Poor island. So yeah, as awesome listeners know, some odd months, a year ago, or however long it was when you got into Red Rising.
Yeah.
You recommended it, and you said it was really good, and you continued reading and really enjoying the series.
Yep. Series slaps.
And I was like, okay, fine. I tried another book that you had recommended. I was like, meh, I don't know. And you're like, this one. I was like, okay, but like, bring it for Christmas. I'll take a look-see, a gander. This boy right. A book slaps. So I guess first off, we're going to give a light overview. We're going to no spoilers and our grading and recommendation for, So I guess what would be, no spoilers, how would you kind of summarize, what would be the back of the book?
Back of the book would be like
Dystopian sci-fi.
say dystopian science fiction. Say basically someone born a slave trying to infiltrate like the higher class and ingratiate themselves.
Okay. I would kind of make reference of like, I don't know how to say it without, like, it's not a spoiler, but like a Lord of the Flies aspect. Very much.
Sure.
Kind of a rigorous school, a cutthroat school.
Yeah.
For the upper crust.
Yeah. Like surviving a cutthroat school to like secure his trajectory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Boy, howdy, it is cutthroat.
Yeah, did not see its level of cutthroatedness.
Yeah.
Coming. So there's. I think I like this rating more. I was a friend of mine was talking about it. So let me see if I can find it real quick. Like, we're gonna do this live. Nice.
I will spray you with more water. So. I will. There is more water in the bottle. Test me. I dare you.
Okay, so the rating system is a movie rating system from Jeremy Jans.
Okay.
And it's Awesome-tacular is up here.
Okay.
Up here. I'd buy it on Blu-ray VHS, definitely worth buying. Sure. Here. Good time, no alcohol required.
Okay.
I'd watch it first half on streaming, then stop. Good time if you're drunk. You're not going to remember in T-minus blank. And then dog shit, it's well below. Yeah. The kind of, the summation is, this is for the video game one, is Awesome-tacular. I'd buy it at full price. I'd buy it on sale, worth renting. Borrow it from a friend for free. Dog shit.
I like it.
But yeah, I think if we were using that, would you rate this? I think we both really, clearly we're reviewing it. We both read it, and for me, that's a huge bar. Yeah. For you, that's an afternoon. Would you say this is, it kind of feels like we're in the upper crust. So where do you put this?
I put it probably a tick below Awesome-tacular.
So you put it at the 2. I'd buy it on Blu-ray VHS. Definitely worth buying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, somewhere between like that and like kind of the lower end of that. Like, honestly, because I have more context for the series. Mm-hmm. And like, in my opinion, the rest of the series is just better.
Damn.
I think in part, like, one of my criticisms with this book in general is like, this feels like Pierce Brown's first real serious foray into writing. Like, he does not have his writing voice set yet.
Interesting.
Like,
I felt like it was pretty great.
It gets better.
Okay.
Like, he does better at giving settings. He does better, I think, like, the one thing he does, like, really, really tight, like, his dialogue is still great.
Yeah, and his dialogue is really punchy.
His dialogue is really great. But, like, he does a good job, especially when we're, like, better differentiating and characterizing people. There's just things he does better as it goes. Sure. So, like, a lot of people share the opinion that, like, the weakest book of the series is this first one.
Which is saying something, because I think the first
one's still really good.
Yeah, it's still really good. I agree that I would put it as I don't think it's Awesome-tacular.
No.
Like, and say what you want about the series, and also some of this is colored with age. I remember when I read this, towards the end, I needed to continue going. Mm-hmm. But there were moments where I could stop, and I was like, well, this is really good. I'm enjoying this. And not that I need to savor it, but I could still set it down.
Yeah.
I think Awesome-tacular, a good one that fits the Awesome-tacular, you can think what you want of the fucking bitch and witch of the East, but fucking Harry Potter, the first Harry Potter is Awesome-tacular. The first, like, 2 or 3 for me are just, like, page turners. You can't, as a kid, could not stop. And I think if I went back as an adult, I don't know that I could stop, because it's so well written. The characters are so engrossing. The plot is so lovely. Everything about it is just kind of perfect. Sure. So for me, I would say it's not quite Awesome-tacular. Sure. Like, of that ilk, there's other things of that of that kind of magnificence that are, Awesome-tacular. But I think for me, this one is just barely a cut below. Sure. And I don't think there's not anything that's identifiable as we're gonna let you know spoilers are coming up, but we're doing a pretty good job of not spoiling yet for all of you out there who want to read this, and we would highly suggest you read it. Because I think this is, you like kind of only having very few things that are not current on your shelf. I think if these continue being this awesome, I think there's a good chance that if I ever have a home or an apartment to myself and I have bookshelves, I would imagine I actually want to own this series because I do think it is so good that I would want to own it.
Yeah.
So I would say, I'd buy it.
Yeah. 100%.
I'd want to have it for friends. It's definitely something that, you said you recommend to me, you recommend to other people is super good.
That's great.
Yeah. Anything we can say about it before else we get into it, or?
That was me. But I can say spoiler free.
What kind of things to know? Like, I mean, we talked about.
I do appreciate, and then so the one kind of up or downside, depending on how you look at it. In the first 3 books for Red Rising, like his pacing is very, very punchy. Like it's very direct, especially in Red Rising. Like it's very direct. Like there's not a lot of superlatives. It's just things happen, deal with it. Like there's very little time spent zhuzhing up a scene.
Mm-hmm.
And he does also do a pretty good job where it's like there's some things that get very clearly foreshadowed, and it's like, okay, this is happening. One will be mentioned in a moment, and it doesn't ever feel like it doesn't deliver on those. And he does a very good job with like some things that warrant callbacks too. So I do appreciate that Pierce Brown is pretty cognizant of what breadcrumbs they've left themselves. Outside of a few things where, and it more a thing later is the kind of joke is that the hat claimed somebody. It's like he drew a name out of a hat, like, oh, I can't do the story for everybody. This guy's gotta go. there's a couple that they just go, and it's like, oh, okay, bye. But that isn't a problem in the first one at all.
I think if you like sci-fi or fantasy, because I think this one actually is a very interesting, at least the first one, because I've only read the first one.
Yeah,
I will plan on reading the second.
Every other subsequent one is firmly science fiction.
Yeah, the first one is a good blend of sci-fi fantasy. Okay. There's a lot of. I'll go into it in the spoilers of why.
There's references. There's not like actual mythology.
Yes, I'll go into. Yeah, fantasy doesn't require mythology, so I'll go into why when we start going into spoilers. Sure. But I will say that I think it is a pretty good blend, and it does do justice to science fiction, setting up especially the dystopian aspects. It is. One of the things I mentioned to him in like texting him updates of like, this is so fucking cool, thank you so much for like recommending this, was that it reminded me of anime in the way it liked to blend comedy and like sorrowful drama. One of the things that we have talked about in the past is that anime is one of the only ones that can make you in the same episode laugh at absurdist comedy and then crush your soul with just this like harrowing moment. And this one did a pretty good job of finding moments that were like pretty funny, pretty, it's just good, not crass humor, but like good.
There's some of that.
Yeah, but like good ribbing and like good just like back and forth.
Yeah.
Nothing like nothing like zany, but definitely like some very funny lines, that kind of like, oh, I think I like her. Yeah, she reminds me of my mom. I'm not going to unpack that. It's like a back and forth that happens. And it's just kind of like, that's hilarious. And then shortly after, a character that you really liked is just like,
yep.
I would definitely say this is R-rated. I wouldn't recommend children under the age of like, I think it's a sophisticated 17 or 18-year-old could read this. I wouldn't be giving it to students at that maturity level. And I think it's more the maturity of the reading level. I don't think the reading level is actually particularly difficult. Case in point, I fucking read it. My reading level is mid as shit.
But content.
Ooh. Yeah, the content's heavy as fuck. So I definitely think you need somebody who is mature. The reading level can be not low, but this definitely does read like a slightly punched up YA novel when it comes to difficulty.
Sure.
Again, really good job. You don't have the difficulty of getting lost in the prose. The prose move pretty quickly, and then it's a fair amount of dialogue. The way he does his line setup too allows for quick reading too. It's not dense. He usually breaks up. You don't have like 2 paragraph pages.
He has very, very few just walls of text.
Yeah. So yeah, if you are worried about spoilers and you really want to get out there and read it, stop right here and go to
1 hour, 3 minutes, and 9 seconds.
The time cap is.
I thought for a second I was supposed to say something.
You're
It's like,
I don't know the future.
I was like, what do you want?
Yeah. Okay. So moving on to spoilers. I think that main character of the book is Darrow. What's his last name? Do we have a last name?
Doesn't have one.
Doesn't have a last name. I mean, it speaks to his poverty, I suppose.
Yeah, like I don't think Reds have last names. It's like of wherever they're from. So he's Darrow of Lycos.
Yeah.
And then when he's remade into gold, he's Darrow Andromeda.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's always you and where you're from. It's like that's where all the Reds are. You were from somewhere.
Which I mean speaks back to, and this is kind of goes to the fantasy aspect, is one, the naming conventions are very much of a medieval type of the blank and where you're from. You know, John Smith is from, his dad used to be a smith. Everybody was smiths because that was their occupation. So being from where you're from was also a common way of naming people.
Yeah.
The love that. And then the whole entire, we're fighting with swords. We're fighting in fucking castles.
Sure.
And yes, it's mythology, but it's this idea of somebody above you who can give you patronage. And like that aspect to me it felt very fantasy-like.
I see what you're saying. It's like the Institute specifically feels like a weirdly medieval setting. Yeah. That'll agree with. Like that is an exception, not the rule for the series.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I'd be very curious if that continued.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing it kind of does is like the sword fighting is pretty common because of razors.
Yeah.
Because razors are just kind of whip swords you have. They matter later. You don't really see them much in the Institute because you can't give those to children.
We can only give swords for them to cut each other up and do other horrific acts to each other.
Yeah, exactly. The beginning, I knew it was going to happen. Like, the second Io was like, you need to live for more, I'm like, oh, I found our inciting incident.
Yeah. Definitely didn't want it to happen.
Die.
I didn't expect it. He definitely does.
I didn't expect it to be so immediate.
Yeah, he does a really good job of not letting things linger too long so that you can see them and then they kind of happen.
Yeah.
I feel like. So it's not so like you don't have to deal with like this thing hanging over your head of when's it going to happen. It just kind of, oh shit, that thing's going to happen. And then it does.
Action, consequences.
Yeah. That was, I mean, the fucking opening thing of talking, the opening kind of flashback of him talking about how he pulled his dad's legs to snap his neck because of gravity and Mercury is.
No, because gravity on Mars isn't strong enough for you to hang properly, so someone has to pull your ankles.
It's fucking gruesome.
Yeah.
And that's like page 1.
Yeah. It's.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I mean, like Io dies on like page 40.
Yeah, the 17-year-old's wife, dies right quick.
Yeah, because she sings something they're not allowed to because it inspires her.
Well, yeah, singing something they're not allowed to also got caught.
No, they got caught like outside.
Yeah, they got caught being somewhere that was off limits, even though they lived on that planet and suffered for that planet.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, you went to this thing.
And so and the other thing they're not allowed to do is they're not allowed to bury people. Because
fuck you, that's why.
Fuck you, that's why.
A lot of good parallels in this between like things you see happen in our society of like not in like point to point things of like, oh, this is representing this exact action, but parallels between, you know, unfair governments and treatment of people.
It does a lot of parallel between like unfair government and gross misdistribution of resources to like as far as it's very against classism.
Yeah.
And like so the whole crux is that it wants to break down the barrier of class. Like that is the whole goal when Darrow with like the mission given to Darrow.
Yeah.
Is that basically like it can't keep existing like this because the top 1% of the 1% of the 1% have everything because it's golds. And they get to write history and they get to dictate who is allowed to live and die.
Yeah.
And it's like that sounds weirdly familiar.
Yeah, and just have a bunch of people also just slaving away doing all these very important things that the society could not survive without, and then
they get none of the reward for it.
Yeah, they're having to like they talk about how some of the drillers' wives have to kind of slang that pussy so that they can have
themselves
food.
out for sugar.
Yeah, it's rough.
It's crazy. And then there's like golds who eat like kings regularly.
Yeah.
And just and so the kind of interesting hook for me was I'd like, all right, Eo's gonna die. And then the drugging him so he lives. All right, cool.
I initially got a little bit annoyed at that, but then finding out that there was a kind of another hand at play of like Ares.
Yeah, the Sons of Ares.
The Sons of Ares kind of getting involved and like kind of, you know, you kind of figure out that they've always been kind of keeping an eye on him, not like keeping him safe, but like wanting to get him into their fold.
Yep. And so that was cool, and like the like kind of revealed it like, oh, because what you're initially given is that they are helping pave the way to get Mars terraformed. It's like, no, Mars has been terraformed for years.
Yeah, there's
for centuries actually.
There's no paving the way.
Yeah, it's there. There's awesome cities. It's totally terraformed. You can walk outside and breathe. Like, and they don't know because the information is denied them. And so like that is one of the big hooks where it's like, oh, this isn't mistreatment. This is conspiracy on a global scale.
Yeah,
like, holy shit.
The eye-opening moment.
Yeah. And then I kind of agree with what Bill says, like, oh, that's a hell of a reveal. And then it's like, well, what's it going to go from here? Turn him into a gold. Go on.
It was very interesting to see. And I was a little, this is like one of the only suspension of disbelief for me, is that it would be so easy for that to happen. Given like the progress in time.
It's not. It's really expensive.
Sure.
And they explain why it's possible later.
Sure. And I mean, I don't even know that they need to. I think it's just one of those things you kind of have to, I think accepting it is completely reasonable. It was just for me, it was like, okay. Because it's like, there's so much, we are in such a future at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And that being said, hacking and, you know, the kind of stupidity of the rich does exist. So it's like
stupidity of the rich does exist. Ingenuity does too. And also like you can do crazy shit with DNA tech.
Yeah. There's so many things.
CRISPR's a hell of a thing. But like also they have like gene spliced together like griffins and shit in this reality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like
it definitely is like, it's not for me for this series. It was the biggest leap of faith. Okay. It wasn't that big a leap of faith.
Sure.
It was just compared to everything else, it was the biggest one.
Sure.
Our co-host is back.
She has returned.
How you doing?
Taking a nasty shit.
Yeah, it's smelly.
Did my grandpa teach you that crap?
There's like a Bible story in there. Hi.
I would be proud of this.
Hello. Please don't. Come on. Oh yeah, something else I forgot to mention is this shirt is from FM Shingle, who I showed to him earlier. Friggin' awesome. You don't. No, we're indecisive today.
Decisive every day.
Yeah. One of the two leaders of the awesome band, although not my speed, Lightning Bolt. And you can find their awesome wares on Etsy, and would highly recommend. It's freaking shirt. Well, it gives me mad static. Hi. Oh, cool. I'm a coat rack. Please don't use your nails. So much fate is being tempted right now.
Just toss her off. Or toss her here. You come here.
God, she really does smell like butt.
Yeah, no, you're gonna go. I love you. Bye.
Wipe your ass better next time.
Yeah, no, go away until the fucking go clean yourself and get the stench of your ass out of here.
So, from there of ingratiating himself into society, he goes into the really cool, really dark process of becoming part of goes through the dark process of getting his body changed.
Which is
pretty fucking, yeah, they don't really hold back any details, and they also, there are mild moments where it feels like, not plot armor, but where they have him be more of a badass than it seems like is believable. Like a kind of Naruto moment where you're like, he's a fucking kid, but they are seldom in this. So much of the time, he is in pain, he is crying, he doesn't let go of his dead wife for basically the whole entire book.
Yep.
Yeah, there are moments towards the end, he finally finds, we are very much in spoiler territory. Towards the end, he basically finds love, or the closest thing he's felt to it. And so much of his interactions there, he feels guilt.
Yep.
Even though it's like, girl has hots for him, he thinks she's cute. They've built like a relationship as friends and, colleagues and approaching lovers. And he constantly is feeling guilty about having feelings for her. He doesn't even act on it basically in the whole entire book. And he feels guilt constantly. He talks about the pain. There are moments where he gets to be a badass. And I wouldn't say they're earned, particularly in the book, much as like he was rebuilt with a purpose. And he also comes from, a blue collar background where he was an expert at doing something because of his dexterity and his eye. So the fact that he gets to have those moments, I think, is completely valid. They that is the closest they come, which again, mad props, because like I would be so hard pressed to not have him do that more. And even then, he steps into where he oversteps, especially like in the early on periods where he's like talking shit and realizes that's not what I should be doing here. I've been trained better, and so I have to like kind of dial it back.
There's so much default conditioning he has to undo.
Yeah.
But because he has a different background than a lot of the other, like pretty much any of the other Golds president, like he does get to excel at certain things because he's been forced to struggle.
Yep. This is true.
And it's like there's technical capabilities, like he doesn't know how to fight really.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to fight, especially with a sword.
No, he doesn't know how to fight with a sword, and he doesn't know like the martial art that's used everywhere in this is called kavat, like KV-18. It's like he doesn't know how to do that, but he does just beat Julian to death because he's like, fuck it, and just grabs him and keeps hitting him because he's like, I do know what basic violence looks like, and I am more determined than you.
More determined. He's also probably stronger than he is.
Yeah, he's just bigger and stronger, and just is like, I don't feel as much like. I'm really sorry, but
it does tear him apart.
Yeah, like it. Yeah,
and that's the nice thing is that like there are very few times where he has no problem killing, and most of the times those are emotionally based, and it makes sense. So I think by and large one of the things that just like impressed me about this is like, again, just the writing, the style, but also the character. Very infrequently. Again, it's not even moments. It's twinges of moments where it's like, and then you keep going. You're like, yeah, sure. Like it tracks. It's never like I wouldn't say it's, and I don't know that it's even possible to have it be logical. I think you do have to have like moments where you ask the reader to believe in like more possible for the character or for the world. And I think while this does ask you to obviously believe in grandeur, I think it is very reasonable at almost every single turn.
There's you see him fail a lot, or like struggle and overstep, or not be wary enough and get betrayed, or like so much of the book is Darrow failing. Like there's a lot of the book that is Darrow failing.
It is Darrow failing, but I think
not without cause. But the one thing
I think it's also not with punishment. I think that's one of the things that kind of caught me, and I think basically every main character, unless it is a tragedy, always has to have some amount of plot armor.
Sure.
And I think his is some of the most reasonable for an unreasonable world that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It does have plot armor, and he usually falls for the trap some, but not 100%.
He also like he is fairly clever and like sets his own traps too, which is nice. It's not just like him stumbling through and like beating traps through sheer force of will and determination. It's like, I gotta make my own. Fuck you, like, which I appreciate.
He doesn't hyperpower through.
Yeah, there's certain places where he does just kind of like brute force through, but not often, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
All right, so favorite non-main character or favorite like non-main characters. Like if you had to pick like, if you can only narrow it down to like 2 or 3, and then
Severo and Pax.
Okay. I think for me, I am a ship it junkie. So I think for me, it's probably Severo and Mustang.
Mustang just doesn't get tons of time. Like they get.
She's there a lot. She's there more than Pax is. Yeah. Because he's with her for like this huge swath of time.
The cave does take a while.
Cave does take a while, and then they have to go back around to getting Pax. Because Pax is not the first person that gets like brought back into the fold. They pick up other people before. Because Pax isn't until they retake Mars, I think.
I think you're right. It has been a hot minute, and there's been a lot of stuff between me.
Yeah, I'll bet. I kind of wonder if I should have you flip through this before we did this episode. Severo is definitely somebody's adamant that they are host number 3.
You are not host number 3, so fuck off.
But I want to be host number 3.
But you still smell like butt. Get out of here.
Smell like butt and not the fun kind. I think it's turned into a game, and she's just getting into get thrown.
I think it is, honestly. No, she's managed to learn. Okay.
Yeah, so Severo is definitely one of my favorites, if not my favorite as well.
Yep.
I like Mustang because I'm a sucker for a good old fashioned love story, although it doesn't really happen too much there.
Sure.
Pax is definitely up there. He's just a sweet character.
I'm also very biased because the Telemanis. I just love the Telemanis clan.
I just love his family. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're just fucking wonderful. I love them so much.
Kind of reminds me of who's the coach in Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood of the 2 brothers?
Oh, Izumi.
Yeah, it reminds me of. He kind of reminds me of her husband a little bit, and her in a way of like they open up, but also are like kind of. Trying to think if there's any other characters. I mean, I did like Io for her small amount of time, but she was a little bit less of a character and more of a standard.
Sure. She absolutely gets like mythologized in the series and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it helps when you don't have that much, kind of this chaste character who's beautiful.
Yeah,
and does this, very much Joan of Arc.
Yeah,
style.
She just turns into kind of the perfect martyr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say those are my 2 favorite. I do have the way he wrote him, especially being in the distance so constantly. I did kind of fuck with the Jackal a bit. I thought he was a really cool villain. I thought the way he ended up was different than I expected. Again, like really good writing conventions. The way they wrote out this book, it definitely ended differently than I anticipated.
Mm-hmm.
Their Proctor was pretty fun too.
I love Fitchner.
Fitchner is a fun he's a fun kind of other character to have involved.
Yeah, Boyle.
Huh?
Damn right, Boyle.
Who would you say is your least favorite character?
Like least favorite. Like I find them just
choose one for both. Of like,
okay.
God, this character sucked, and God, I hated this character.
Who sucked? As far as like people I hated, Apollo or Adrius, like the Jackal, they are awful. Apollo's just such a snobby cunt, and I'm glad that Dara stabs him in the eye. Immensely satisfying.
It was pretty satisfying.
And Adrius, you're meant to hate him. Like you are so meant to hate the Jackal.
I just have respect for him. It's just kind of like
I mean, he's not written poorly. I just hate him. He's an asshole. He's awful. He's the epitome of awful.
It's just I have a respect for somebody who's willing to do anything to achieve.
Sure.
I just respect it inherently, especially when it's like when nobody else is willing to do it. Like,
sure,
the actions he took are horrific.
Yeah. Like, listen, I'm not saying he's not a bad character. He's a great character.
Yeah.
I just hate him. Those could both exist.
I hate Tactus more.
Sure.
He's just a bully douche.
Yeah.
And he takes... It was such a rough and understanding and a really great writing convention to show foils in this of not only of the character... Like, there's so many different like little foils. You have Cassius, and you have his brother. You have Mustang, and you have Jackal.
You have Dara, and you have Titus.
You have Dara, and you have Titus.
Which I think is probably the coolest foil.
Yeah, in every single way of like size. Strength is oddly reversed, sort of. Like in that, like when he shakes his hand, he actually can grip stronger than Titus can. Although
Titus, he's got his Helldiver hands.
Yeah, that's true. Even though Titus is like stronger than he is, or presumably, I guess.
Yeah. He's a big brute. But he's just a big brute.
That's all he is. Yeah, and just like so, he's rooting an opportunity, and he does it in such a way that like it's really
he can't see past the rage.
He
can't see the grander picture, the bigger idea. He can't see the actual idea realized. And that's kind of like where Dara gets to see, like, I know where I'm going. And like, why is that whole spiel of like, you follow me because I know where I'm going?
Yeah. I think one of the little things that, and this is one of the only ways that the book for me, again, personal thing could have been better, is I think it could have, since we are inside his head, him explain a little bit more. I think because I do think it's there that like the reason he's doing things. I really just wish he like thought it out because he thinks out loud so much for the reader.
Sure.
And it was like, I think a couple of these could have been voiced a little bit more because I think they are there. And I think the character will move on and do these things. But like the reason I'm doing this and just like, because I think it's a little bit more implied than I would like at times.
I mean, that starts to get kind of into the like show don't tell necessarily.
Yeah, but there's a lot of telling already. And it doesn't need to be a lot of telling. It just needs to be, kind of at the end. He goes through his inner turmoil of making the decision of choosing, like going with the sponsor that he chose. But he doesn't go into the logic behind it as much. And it would be kind of cool if he went to the logic for a second. There's moments like that where I think that for me, that would have been like a way to get from, just awesome, to get to Awesome-tacular. That being said, it's still fucking amazing. And I think you can read into that and see that and like choose to see it for that. And I think that plays still great. I think for me, Titus is just like, he sucks. He's just like, it's so shitty to see somebody that is of Mars as well. The find out scene was really fucking cool and really well written.
the realization, because I didn't even catch it. Where he says "bloody damn."
Yeah.
I was like, when I like went back, I'm like, oh, sneaky.
Yeah, definitely a very cool writing convention and a very cool way to set it up too. But to have him be a wasted opportunity and somebody that was just villainous, did the actions he does in the like in the kind of the institute. It's just like, you suck, and the way he acts about it, it's like, you suck, and it's not. It makes sense coming from the area of rage that it was, but it's just like
it makes perfect sense. His actions make perfect sense.
Yeah.
Like he just has nothing but rage. Like, and that's where it's like where Darrow could learn to put it aside and be smart.
Although he does have plenty of emotional outbursts.
Oh, sure.
Which I think is,
but he doesn't like rape a bunch of people.
Yep.
Like, he doesn't just go, you made me feel this, now you have to feel it. He can't see beyond his immediate need for revenge.
But at the same time, and I think it is a good thing to speak towards, and it makes sense because he's a kid, but having Darrow not be able to see beyond, and Fictioner, to his credit, speaks to him. He's like, dude, you are cutting off your nose to spite your face by taking on taking on these people. You should not be taking them on. This does you no good. And he's like, fuck them. It's like, cool, dude. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It is like, it's awesome that he wins and gets away with it, but it is a stupid decision from a logistical purview.
Yeah. I can't say more. There's more about Fisher I want to tell you, and I can't.
Yeah. But I think it makes sense because he is emotional. He has seen this. This has already effectively happened in the beginning of the story when they win what's it called? What is it, Helldiver? They win the award so they can get more food.
The Laurel.
The Laurel. He wins the Laurel and they don't get it. And so, like, it makes sense for his character to do that.
Yeah.
It is. I hope there is some amount of punishment that happens from it. Not because I want Darrow to get punished, but because that would make sense to the world.
Sure.
If not, again, all main characters get some amount of plot armor. It's fine. Mm-hmm. It makes sense. I like that it makes sense for the character. I hope that it makes sense for the universe that something comes back. Even if it's a line of his, of the governor being like, yeah, by the way, these people from these houses sent somebody to kill you. I killed them, but, stop pissing people off. It can be that, and that would satiate my need for just, like, good world building and having it be like, kind of fall through. I will say that while I hate Titus, the one that I hate more is Cassius's brother. They fucking suck.
Cassius's brother, Jamie? Or, not Jamie.
Julian?
Julian.
Yeah. They're understandable. I get them, but fuck me, they suck. It's just, like, I wanted to love Julian, and he didn't get very long each time before it was like,
They're entitled snobs.
They're entitled snobs, but, like, the way they're hypocrites.
Yeah.
And especially with, like, he kills Julian, and then he's like, of course he doesn't tell him. Why would he tell him? He's clearly pissed about it. And then when it comes to light, he's like, what was I supposed to do?
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, you don't have an answer for this because you're just angry. And it's like, but yet you think you're better than the world, but you're clearly just an emotional ragdoll.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, what was he supposed to do? And then you stab him and he comes back and he doesn't try to.
There is good resolution with this.
Oh, I imagine.
Okay.
But it is like, it's not the writing aspect. It's none of the characters are poorly written.
Yeah.
So there's not one of them that I can be like, these are like Cassius, Julian, because Julian isn't poorly written. He's just meant to be a loser. And he does a great job of just like, trying to challenge Severo when they're basically in a bus and being like, I'm gonna fucking whoop your ass. He's like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Like, Severo's goated. Severo's #1 draft pick of like coolest character. Like, I think I like Severo more than I like Darrow. And I love Darrow. Severo's fucking goated.
Yeah.
The fact that the first thing he does is everybody's like spinning off, like, I'm gonna be cool, I'm gonna be cool. He's like, I'm out of here, and then just goes and kills a wolf and wears his fucking just like snap, just like, yeah, I'm just gonna kill a wolf and pretend to be a wolf for basically the rest of this thing. And then every time that they're doing a thing, he is a step ahead of them and goes, yeah, I stole her standard and I hid it somewhere. Like, oh, I know anything about that. Like, yeah, I'm better than you guys. I'm so cool. I also killed the most, like, the expected to be badass in this because everybody thought I was a bitch. And I just killed him with presumably his fingernails that he has, like, because the way they describe his hands, I'm not sure if he's got a Wolverine situation or if he just sharpened them and knows how to, like, go for soft spots.
I'm assuming, because you kind of see him fight later, I'm assuming he straight up kicked the dude in the nuts and then bit his throat out or something. But like there are fights later where Severo absolutely baits people and he'll be like, and it's nuts or nothing.
Oh, like the next books?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where he'll just like, because he's just like, he's a little dude. And he's like, but I know how to fucking bait people into dumb fights.
Yeah. He's like,
just
has no, I was saying this earlier, he has no pride, so it's just like
there's no ego, no pride. You can say nothing to offend this man. Like,
the closest he gets to annoyed is that he has to, and this is the most understandable. The fact that this mildly bothers him, it says in the book, is that he has to go up the latrines into a castle. He climbs through their like latrine ducts. He climbs. No, it's like it's through their plumbing. It's so he's climbing through shit to get into a castle. And to be there when his like bud needs him, and he's kind of annoyed at me. Not like we fought about it. He was mildly pissed that he had to go climb through shit for me. It was like, Jesus.
No, Severo is the best fucking like ride or die. Yeah. Absolutely.
He also comes around to being like ride or die pretty quick for Dara, which I kind of love. Like he just like sees Dara for who he is. He's like, I fuck with you. Yeah. Like you're my dude. You're my people.
Yeah, also because like Dara just talks to like a person first.
Yeah, Dara treats him like a person and like talks shit, but also like does it in a way that just like fucking like when he says goblin, it's out of like it's impressed. It's not. It's like
it's the way guy friends will talk to each other and insult each other rampantly.
Fucking piece of shit,
you son of a bitch. Yeah. Like it's that is what it felt like.
Yeah,
like,
no, exactly.
Goblin, like damn,
like goblin. Yeah, just like goddamn, my man. But I think there's something going on with his fingernails because there's situations where they talk about tapping it and it sounds like metallic.
Huh.
I think they talk about it being like weapon-like. I kind of want to go back through and see if I can find it, but I think he's got something on there. That being said, whatever, beating like the #1 expected draft pick and then coming out.
I think he's picked like second to last. Like
really? He's like
like they mentioned...
by his dad no less. Yeah. Well, I mean, his dad's not
drafting. You looked. His dad's not drafting. He's just the proctor for House Barnes.
So either those or Antonia is one that fucking full-fledged sucks.
Antonia does full-fledged suck. Bitch.
She's just a cheating bitch that has like she has aspirations and it's all ass. Like there's no parations. It's all aspirations. And like woman fucking be able to do shit. Like you cause problems and no solutions for anything.
Yeah.
Even if everybody was like, yes, you're a queen, you wouldn't have been able to lead them.
Yeah. Fucking, she does not know where she's going.
No, she
sucks. She is awful. She is frustrating. Yeah. I am very curious to hear how you feel about the next like 2 books and how it expands the world out, because it does expand out in a big way. Because this one is super insulated.
Yeah, I mean, this was like our year at summer camp.
Yeah,
the horror edition.
Yeah, this book is like majority a bottle episode. Like,
but what a great bottle episode!
Dope bottle episode. It is. I'm amazed how engaged I was for the Institute.
Institute's great.
Yeah, it was
crazy.
It was really cool. It was absolutely insane. And it did give an insight where like, because I think it's Mustang mentions like it's Mustang or Fitchner mentions like it's within it's like within tolerance based on like the quality, like the board of quality control basically, which like oversees what populations are allowed to exist. And it's like, so there is a threshold where you are just allowed to kill each other.
Yeah.
And like we won't stop you until a certain threshold is hit. It's like fucking Christ. Like,
Yeah.
and it's like, these are the golds. Like, these are the creme de la creme. It's like, oh, there's still assholes above this.
Yeah.
Curating
It is.
shit.
I was shocked. I understood the idea of like half of like, two men enter, one man leave kind of thing.
Yeah.
It made sense. But then I figured we were done with just the body count. And then it was like initially, because it kind of, well, it reads that way initially. When they are starting the fight, like one person dies in the first like 5 to 10 chapters, it feels like, of when they are like playing, Lord of the Flies.
They're having their war games.
Regal edition. And it's like very infrequent. Yeah. And it seems like you have to kind of work for it. And then later it's like, nah, fuck them. Like they started playing like
trample them with horses.
The bodies hit the floor. Like they just like go for it. It's like Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
I mean, like there's reasons why.
Yeah, and because there's like political wheelings and dealings because of external forces outside of the game the Institute.
It is kind of funny now. I'm realizing how much they were willing to help. I'm sure this comes up later. I doubt this will be like such a loose end, but how much they're willing to help the son.
Yeah, which one the hell Asia is.
And how close Mustang goes to death. Because she is going to die if he does not get the stuff. And they're going to just let her die. And it's like, it's the same dad. Like, very curious to see like what happens because I mean
say you did say like it's her mom, it's the Jackal's mom who pushes, and like they do not have the same mom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, it would just make sense. This is one of the things. Well, you hate the character, and I totally understand it, and I'm not in love with him by any means either. The arch governor is kind of a man of, he is like that's not his choice. His choice is kind of like very Spartan-esque, it feels like, of just like let the strong survive, or what he deems to be the strong.
Yeah.
And through those, through that lens, it's like
he has this weird metrics of like what he deems worthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. Anything else we have to say on it? Have we gilded Lily enough?
No, I feel like if we keep talking, I'm going to start instantly giving you spoilers. And I don't want to.
No, and I would rather you didn't either. Okay. Well, we're going to throw it to our ad break, and we'll see you guys after that.
Does your life need more pizzazz?
I mean, it's a little bit humdrum, I suppose.
I feel things are just banal and tedious, boring and mundane.
That's a fancy way to say what I just said, yeah.
I think life is just not good enough or special enough or...
Yeah, get on with it.
Well, then you gotta get yourself some hot damn. There's one of these bad boys, and you're guaranteed to have moments that'll make you think life is amazing again.
What are those?
We strongly recommend you space out your hot damn adventures to ensure that they don't start to feel mundane. Trust me, too much of this stuff, and it'll devalue those novelties, and then it makes life just a bear.
This is just meth.
Hey!
Hello.
You're back. So, on my flight over here, while giving myself a breath in between really heavy chapters, I decided to, just watch a little Netflix, unwind, and ended up finishing the Sean Combs The Reckoning documentary. And
that is the one made by 50 Cent, right?
That is, it's fucking 50 Cent hates like no one else hates.
He hates in episodes.
It's fucking 4 episodes of hate. To be fair, really easy to hate this fucking piece of shit. Yeah. The question, did he do it? Did he did it? Did he did all of it? And then a lot. It's the way I have described it is like if you've ever watched any version of The Talented Mr. Ripley, Sean Combs has The Talented Mr. Ripley's eyes of like yearning for power and like villainy. It's just like that. And just like, you can see it. Just watch the show. You watch the show with the sound off. You can watch the show in shy fucking knees and you will see his eyes. And you're like, oh, that's a bad man. Girl, stay away from him. It's like that. Dangerous. Yeah.
That is a bad man.
That's a bad man. He's a piece of shit. Yeah, he did it. Definitely watch it if you want to see villainy. Obviously, it is skewed. Also, I will say, it's just one of those things, good or bad, don't have people recording you when you're in your fucking house. Because he says some fucking wild shit that is, to me, quite endemic of, yep, you did it. Because somebody who didn't do it would not have said the things he said to his lawyer. I mean, maybe show business is different. Either way, I would bet anything I have. If God was like, would you like to bet? If I know the answer, did he do it or didn't do it? Would you like to bet? The odds are, I'm like, I don't give a fuck what the odds are. Everything, my soul, he did basically all that shit. Like, that man guilty as fuck.
And somehow the U.S. justice system, in their love for punishing black people, didn't really stick it to the one black guy.
Well, they stuck it to the other 100 black people that he fucked over.
Yeah, but they didn't stick it to the one guy who actually did everything.
The parlay was too good. 1 or 100, they're like, if I can fuck over 100 black people at the same time, and they're like, yep. It's
That's fair. That's fair.
Lean into it. Also, apparently, his lawyer team was stacked.
I mean, at one point
They said it was the best, like, the lawyer, like, people were like, it's like the freaking dream team of lawyers.
And like some of them left. Like he had a lawyer leave who's like, in good conscience, I cannot continue to represent Sean Combs.
Yeah, they were right in doing so.
Yeah, but that, like, I don't think I've ever heard something that's like, oh damn, that man guilty. When your lawyer is like, nah, that's too much even for
like
me.
100 counts of like sexual assault or something.
Yeah,
like
that guy's like defended murderers and shit, and even he's like, this is too wild. I can't. My conscience can't withstand this. Like you're too guilty and too vile for me to stand next to. Like God damn.
Yeah, wholesale sucks. Great documentary. I'm glad it didn't lean into he likes to have sex with men as being an indictment, because like, look,
that's not the important part here.
That's not the important part here. I understand why, and also the way he goes about it is like wildly uncomfortable. But it technically, in almost every circumstance, isn't illegal. The one that it is that we know of is in there, so good. But like, yeah, it's not guilty as fuck. Bad man. Just.
I am pulling from a classic because I'm between books right now. I have somehow never suggested watching Elfenlied, since we're watching horrible dystopic things today. Elfenlied is a pretty short anime run from like 20.
I think it's the 90s. I don't know. Yeah, it's early.
Elfenlied. When did you come out? 2005, 2004. Okay, so early 2000s.
Just happened right before. I was like, I remember watching it in college.
Okay, so early 2000s. It's like a 13 episode run. It's quite short. It's great. If you make it past the first 5 minutes, first 5 to 10 minutes, you're golden. You like the show. But if in the first 5 to 10 minutes you're just like,
this is too much.
This is too much.
Show's gonna be too much. It's fine.
Walk away. It's probably the goriest the show's gonna get, but
yeah, I mean it does kind of come back to it at later points.
Yeah,
it
definitely starts with a hell of a litmus test.
Yeah,
it's just like, can you hang? Let's test.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very good recommendation. Old school banger.
Yeah, it still slaps.
Scare the children.
It's also, man, talking about shitty children.
Plenty of bad kids in that.
There's a couple that stand out. I'm not about hitting kids. However, there comes a time.
Not hitting kids, but oh man. Well,
but maybe. Yeah.
I, however, am about.
You're about hitting the kids.
I'm about hitting the kids. I am about the song "Cold Valentine" by Talk. Can't really tell you like why. There's nothing about it in particular that like. I'm trying to think of like what genre it is. I just know that when I go through my like songs, it's one of the first ones I always seem to click every single day. So would listen. Great.
Yeah.
What you listen to?
Um,
What'd you play for me in the car when we went over and had an interesting lunch today?
So European League has started back up, and they have like just music between rounds, and they often do like their own music, and they're honestly league music is fucking bangers. And there was a song they made for TFT that had like Steve Aoki make. And it's called Rumbles. So if you look up like Rumbles or the Rumbles remix by Steve Aoki, it's great. It's a very simple melody they keep doing different versions on top of, and I think it's wonderful.
Did listen to it today. Can confirm. Banger. And with that banger, that's our episode. So thank you for tuning in as we are, doing our Rare Together episode. Sorry there's going to be no quipping off, but if you like this, please feel free to
Like,
comment,
share,
and subscribe.
but don't forget the new episodes of Super Pros Bros come out the first and third Saturday of every month.
Bye.